So we're starting to see more sick details of this whole David case. It says details released in the Celeste Rivas case following David's arrest. Multiple injuries, left ring and pinky. So I don't know what the hell this guy was doing to this chick or this woman or this girl, or we'll just call her a girl.
Dale's trying his best not to call her a grown woman. Bro, she's 14. I mean, come on, bro.
Elena, status report, pronto.
Sir, we're still in crippling debt. Our Section 8 housing expires in 2 months. What are we going to do?
Damn it, I'm running out of time. Mods, execute Project Rog Maxing.
Once upon a time, there was a naughty, little crispy, little black adolescent child. And then one day, he decided to take a different way home. He was out causing turmoil.
We interrupt your scheduled program. If you've seen this man, please call police. It's reported that he abducted a 17-year-old girl. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous.
Chicken leg Dale. Or girl. I don't know what he was doing to her or what he tried doing to her, but I mean, he did have that anime depiction doll where it showed like pieces of her gun. So I don't know what the hell this guy was doing and why he decided to do it to a little ass girl.
If anyone was to know why he did it, it would be you, Dale.
Let's go ahead and see what this little news part is talking about. They have more about it on CBS.
A hearing just wrapped up for singer David in his first case.
The prosecution revealed details about disturbing digital evidence. Let's get to CBS LA's Rick Montanez.
How much you want to bet that Uncle watches the news daily?
With what we learned in court today, Rick.
Here, I'll read it and then I'll let it play. All right, so it did come out that he did have, we'll just call it CP on his phone. So David, according to the DA, David had tons of CP on his phone. Prosecutors claim they have over 40 terabytes of evidence of lolly content in the evidence with the case against him. So he was a complete pedo. David was allegedly
Dale's sweating right now.
Celeste Rivas as early as September 2023 when she was between the age of 12 and 13, according to the DA.
And they say that David is innocent of the charges, that he did not murder 14-year-old Celeste, but every time there's a hearing, we're learning more about this case.
Oh, they're really making this bad. They got an anthropoid pic to make it even worse.
Wow, Dale, really? You're really calling a victim that just got fucking murdered as a minor by a grown man like you, by the way, Dale? You're gonna call her an anthropoid? Bro, that's actually so fucking disgusting to her family, bro. Like, imagine what her family's going through right now. So, this is why Dale is hated, bro.
10x speed. Unk said nothing for 4 minutes straight.
Gruesome details.
But it's like, the thing is about it, they're devastated, but they allowed her to run away from home as a child, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, this could have been 100%, well, maybe not 100%, but this could have been actually, you know, could have been something that was nipped in the bud. It could have been prevented if the parents actually stepped in, the mom stepped in. I don't know which parent she lived with, but if one of the counterparts had stepped in, this could have been something else preventable. Instead, it looks like they just was like, oh, well, we can't do nothing about it. I'm tired of dealing with her. And some people do that with their kids. They get a certain age, and they just be like, you know what, we'll just let the streets happen. So how are you that devastated when this is something that you could have actually prevented had you had stepped in and put down your parenting foot?
Now, Dale, I know you're not talking about parenting. When your baby mama is literally begging you to pay child support, she had to take you to court for you to pay child support. Where's your daughter gonna end up when you're the one calling her an anthropoid every day? That's fucked up. You know,
She could end up like Celeste, and she's in the LA area too.
hey, you never know what may happen, Dale. Dale, you need to go take care of your daughter right now. Hey, Dale, hey, go take care of your damn daughter, Dale!
Whether that be sending her to some sort of a camp, some sort of a special school, something to stop her from running these streets, which ultimately led to her demise because she was allowed to be out there running around in the streets. So this is, I would say this is the parents' fault on top of the David thing. It's David's fault and it's the parents'
We're not,
fault.
but he makes a good point
allowing
here.
her to have the freedom to be out at wee hours of the night, roam the streets with a grown man. And it's, I mean, we already know what David did, right? Or what they're alleging he did, so on and so forth. But all arrows are pointing to the fact that he actually did this crime. I'm not saying that he didn't. I believe that he did, right? So let's go ahead and click back on it.
Contained in that write-up. That's according to a family statement. So this report says the 14-year-old girl had sharp force trauma, but the autopsy was difficult because of the severe decomposition of her body when it was found in the singer's abandoned Tesla last September. Officials say she died 5 months earlier in April of last year. Burke, the suspect known by his stage name David, was arrested last Thursday. On Monday, he pled not guilty to the capital murder charges. We spoke with a former federal prosecutor just a short time ago here on CBS LA Mornings about this new evidence revealed in today's hearing and the fact that David's phone, according to prosecutors, contains...
Obviously, we don't know if it's Celeste Rivas' images and videos or something else, but that is a significant offense. Obviously, it helps prosecutors prove that these crimes, the lewd and lascivious, Penal Code Section 288. It's also a separate crime in and of itself, and it's certainly the possibility that the feds even step into this case because they typically will prosecute these types of cases.
And we also learned from prosecutors that there is a large amount of digital data that needs to be processed and shared as evidence with the defense. So there is a lot that will happen as this case moves forward, but it will be back in court. Both sides will be back in court on April 29th next week, so they can get an update on where they stand with evidence, whether they need more time to prepare for a potential capital murder trial. Also worth noting, today's date, April 23rd, it marks the 1 year since Celeste Rivas Hernandez was last seen alive. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, Rick Montanez, CBS LA.
Literally insane. Gotta blame you gotta blame the parents. Gotta blame the parents. So yeah, hopefully there's justice.
Dale, shut the fuck up.
And hopefully if there's any you know, parents out there that have girls, right?
No way, bro's giving parenting advice.
That we eventually become young women, you kind of look at this and take a lesson. That you should probably try to keep the innocence of your child as long as you possibly can, instead of allowing her innocence to be destroyed.
I'm sure you know all about that, Dale.
Of XYZ, and or you just not being a proper parent, right? Because the streets will take over whatever you don't do. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the whole David case. Are they gonna allow this to be a DEI thing where he gets off scot-free and they can't really prove anything and he goes...
Real justice is you shutting your fucking mouth,
TikTok
Dale.
racism, saying that, oh man, maybe he didn't do it, or do we really get the real justice? We're not gonna get a public flame, but hopefully we get the real justice.